Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carlos Slim, my fellow co-chair, Mr. Horin Zhao and Ms. Irina Bukova, co-vice chairs of the Broadband Commission, David Nabarro, Special Advisor to the UN Secretary General on SDGs, distinguished commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. I'm pleased to continue our discussion on how to ensure that the opportunities created by broadband connectivity reach everyone on our planet. The Broadband Commission has already done impressive work in that direction. We have seen the numbers. More than half the world's population still do not have access to the internet, mostly in the developing world. As developed countries turn their focus to the higher end of these technologies, whether it is the Internet of Things, big data, and other emerging areas, developing countries have to work harder and smarter to both catch up and take advantage of this next phase of the digital revolution. We must therefore remain ambitious. The global goals provide both a useful framework and also the opportunity to raise our focus beyond connecting people towards innovation, transformation, and growth. This requires even bolder thinking and organization and higher expectations of everyone involved. Broadband cannot solve all the world's problems, but we know it can accelerate progress in overcoming the biggest obstacles to global prosperity and well-being. Finally, I would like to invite all of you to the Transform Africa Summit, which will take place in Kigali from 19th to 21st of October, where African leaders of government and in business and others from across the world will be meeting to support the efforts ongoing in Africa to have this transformation building on ICTs take place. We will discuss how to harness ICT to make African cities more sustainable and economically vibrant. We hope to see many of you there, and I thank you and look forward to our conversations today. First of all, I think there is no underestimating the fact that what we have to deal with is a very big problem. But I think given the previous experiences and where we are today, we also find there are ways in which to try and tackle the problems that are there. On this one, looking at what OneWeb provides, the suggestion of the technology that is going to be used and how it has been explained and how it is feasible and, in fact, easier than, to connect certain places, especially some of the underserved or not served at all places. If you look at our continent, using satellite, the technology, as has been explained, provides a huge possibility. The second is how this has been tied into the picture of serving education. And by extension, it will serve other areas. But the model bid that has been suggested is speaking to the possibility of making it economically possible for people to afford and therefore have access to this technology and service, the internet and broadband. Now, earlier on, the minister from Pakistan mentioned a very important thing, or raised the question, why governments, for example, don't put money in their national budgets to deal with this. I think the suggestion we have before us, where education, for example, has been singled out and targeted to be served by investments in this broadband technology using the satellite, may awaken governments, those governments that want really to serve their people, want to see education, want to see health, want to see many other sectors of our economy develop. I think tying the two together, the technology, the internet, broadband that is going to serve directly education as one area that has been targeted, may incentivize governments to probably now start thinking of how do they invest in this technology to serve education, because they are already investing in education anyway, differently, but this makes it probably more attractive. But beyond that, there is something we are seeing, for example, in our region, where the integration, countries coming together, for example, in the East African region, we have a number of countries coming together, and even in areas of such technologies and in sectors like education and health, culture, many others, countries are increasingly working together. This provides the scale in terms of the market to be served, but also pooling resources and making sure that they serve a certain bigger number of populations. So, and African governments, leaders are now becoming more and more aware, because, for example, when I heard of OneWeb, and I have raised what that means and what can be served in the growing of our economies or development of our countries, I found leaders were getting more interested. They were saying, what do we need to be doing to get going on being served by this initiative? And therefore, that working together, that coming together to understand what can be served, I think, is going to be served very well by, for example, this project. So I think it's not, the volume of work is huge. The resources required are enormous. But I think through innovation, organization, and thinking beyond just one thing here and another, they are bringing all that together may be very helpful. Thank you.